and deter Hispanics from reporting crimes. Well, sorry, that's part of the game. You will be racially profiled. You should be racially profiled. All people should be racially profiled. You know, honestly, white kids in trench coats that are loners should be profiled in a school as a potential Columbine shooter. They should be. Because therefore, if they are and they're watched, then it'll be prevented. Right? Not right? What? I don't understand the problem. Mexicans that are coming across the border, Mexicans that live on the border of Arizona and don't have a discernible job but are living here should be profiled and investigated to see if they're illegal. And if they're not, they're not. Then they're legal. Then you say, I'm sorry for doing that, but that's how we keep our country safe. And that's the end of the discussion. Profiling should happen. Hundreds of protesters gathered at the state capitol complex Friday, calling on Brewer to veto the legislation. Nah. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Demonstrators have been camped outside the Capitol since the measure passed out of the legislature on Monday. Their numbers have grown steadily throughout the week, with buses bringing protesters as far away as Los Angeles. What does people from the city of Los Angeles have to do with this? I know what it has to do with it, because they know they're next. You want the truth? You probably could have thrown some people out of the country that were sitting on the steps. Arizona probably didn't do their diligence. They should have profiled everybody that was there. Should have made every one of them show a driver's license or a state ID or a green card. Should have made every single one of those people, and people that couldn't produce it, out. Get out of here. That's the way it should be. About a dozen supporters of the measure also gathered. About a dozen of I like that little sentence. So there was a dozen people that were for it, and thousands of people that were against it. That's right. So Arizona taking the first shot for our country to throw illegal aliens out. So I want to share with you real quickly the opposite side of if we keep them in here. This is from Infowars.com. $338.3 billion paid to service America's illegal aliens. That's right. Gary Carlin over at the Evanston Conservative blog has spent the last year or so collecting a series of stories detailing the costs of illegal aliens to the United States. With just 14 news stories he highlights, the cost rings in at a staggering $338.3 billion in money wasted by the government giving freebies to illegal aliens, as well as in law enforcement costs. So $338 billion were spent last year to take care of these illegal aliens. But we shouldn't throw them out of the country. I guess we have so much overflow of capital and money right now that we're good to just throw away $338 billion in freebies to illegal aliens. Free schools, free Medicare, free Medicaid, free food, free social services. It is a veritable cornucopia of freebies streaming out of various government coffers to these people who broke our laws to get here and are breaking our laws to stay. Amen. Again, I want to stress that the costs that Gary added up are only the costs as detailed in the 14 news stories he chronicled. Not mentioned in the billions of dollars he states that the states pay out to mollify illegals every year, not to mention the other costs to the federal government that illegals incur that aren't detailed in the stories of his review. So this guy just basically found 14 different stories about spending toward illegal aliens, and he calculated out to $338.3 million. I'm quite sure there were more than 14 stories in 2009. I'm quite sure there was more than 14 programs where money was spent on illegal aliens in 2009. The reality of this is that the number is probably $1 trillion. $1 trillion. But we need to let these people come through, because we might hurt their civil rights by profiling. Oh, damn. I'll take the trillion, folks. Too bad your feelings are hurt. Now get out of this country or get here legally. End of discussion. That's the way it should be. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. It is All the News. I am Chris Aiken, and when we get back, I will show you that the state of our government in 2010 is not something that's sudden. It's not something that crept up on us. It is actually the plot of something that started in the 80s. It is the fruition of a plot that came to be in the 1980s. So we'll check that out in a minute. It is All the News.